Well, it's been a long week of anticipation for Apple fans, but after queuing for hours outside stores from Tokyo to New York, they are getting their hands on the iPhone 5 today.
After all of the hype, Apple's iPhone 5 is finally hitting the shelves. The latest phone, which was unveiled last week, went on sale first here in Australia. Hundreds of people queued for hours in Sydney to get their hands on one. iPhone 5 fever has also spread to Japan. The latest piece of technology has a larger screen. It's also slimmer and lighter than the previous version. But its mapping feature has come in for criticism, and the lack of a payment chip has been described as a bit of a letdown.
This is the first person in the world to own the new Apple device, or so he says. He bought it in Sydney. Apple took 2 million pre-orders for the smartphone in the first 24 hours they were made available. Alex Zolbert met some of the hundreds of eager customers lined up outside an Apple store in Tokyo.
I've been here since 7 p.m. Tuesday.
I want to update my Facebook status saying that I finally got the new iPhone.
Their goal is to be among the first to use a new Apple product, and most would agree it's always worth the wait. For Apple fans, this day is like New Year's, out with the old and in with the new. They'll replace their early versions of the iPhone with the 5. This scene's playing out all day across Japan and in 8 other countries or regions. The people at Apple have spent a lot of money and time promoting their new smartphone. They call it their thinnest, lightest, and fastest model.
The moment I touched it, I was wowed. The design doesn't look too different, but the graphics are amazing.
It's just so slim and light. It feels especially light when I compare it to my iPhone 4.
The Apple brand and hype helped whip up a frenzy long before the official release date. Company reps say in the first 24 hours of the pre-order period, more than 2 million devices were reserved worldwide. That's double the record set last year for the previous model. Experts say they expect initial sales of the iPhone 5 to be high, but over the long term, they're not sure.
First of all, iPhone user will be shifting to iPhone 5, and that's the biggest loyalty they have. But the question is how iPhone 5 would affect the other Android phones, or maybe new devices like Microsoft's Windows 8 phones. If iPhone is supposed to be the biggest one, then that might change the game of the Android versus iPhone.
The launch of the 5 will likely give Apple a significant boost this quarter. The company hopes sales of this device will help it become the leader in the global smartphone market.
There is a bit of a problem because inaccuracies and misplaced towns and cities in the new Map software for iPhone and iPad provoked a bit of anger from some of the users. And Apple, as you may remember, have stopped using Google. They've got their own system now, and there are many, many mistakes on the Maps app.